So, what would you think if I told you that when hurricanes in the United States are given female names, they result in more deaths than when hurricanes are given male names? So, why do you think this is the case? You might be surprised. How about if I said to you, a drug has a 95% success rate, would you take it? What if I said that the drug had a 5% death rate? Now, realize that a 95% success rate or a 5% death rate is the same information. It's just presented to you in a different way. Well, these are examples of something that's referred to as linguistic cueing. And this is the idea that the way that we organize words, the way that we say things, has an impact on how we behave. So going back to that hurricane example, it turns out that the reason that there are more deaths when hurricanes are given female names is that for whatever reason, people take the hurricanes less seriously. For whatever reason, they don't think they're going to be quite as violent. As a result of that, they stay home, they don't heed the warnings, and this results into more deaths. So the main message here is really to be aware of how things are said and how that can impact our children's behavior. So maybe if you want your child to do something, always focus on the more positive aspects of that thing than on the negatives. For example, you could say, well, most kids that take this test, 90% of them pass and they do really well. You don't have to focus on the 10%. You wouldn't say, well, only 10% of the kids fail this test, so you don't have anything to worry about, right? So how we say things has an impact on our children's behavior, and that's really something to take out of this. And the other thing that I wanted to mention is the fact that we can get impacted, our behavior can get impacted subliminally. So there have been some studies, and one study in particular looked at subliminal cues. And what they did was they had a visual stimuli which was flashed for a few milliseconds, and that gets absorbed at the subconscious level before your brain has time to process it and interpret it. Now, what did they flash on the screen? Well, for a few milliseconds, they flashed on the screen positive words versus negative words. So one group had the positive words for a few milliseconds, the other ones had the negative words. So 0.02 seconds is what it was. And it turned out that the positive word group, the group that got the positive words, were then, both groups were asked to exercise. And it turned out that the positive word group exercised significantly longer. And by statistically significant, all I mean is that the chances that this happened due to chance, so randomness, is small. So this was likely a result of some real difference between these groups.